Hi everyone, welcome back to another cut above with Chris. It's head shave time. I'm going to use the exact same stuff that I use for my face shave, if you watched that beforehand, and that is Viking Hedeby shaving soap, which is based on Green Irish Tweed by Creed. I think it's Creed that invented it, and it smells superb. The scent's lovely, it's just not strong enough for me. It's probably a 3.5 out of the tub, and it gets up to about a 4.5 once it's actually lathered up. Not strong enough for me, but the soap works wonderfully. It lathers great, does a great job. So that's probably the main thing that you're really looking for in a soap. And as you can see, I've come up with a really good shave. Post-shave feel with the balm is superb. Really moisturised, really soft, really smooth. I've got a little bit, all this sort of razor rashy bump stuff here occurred after I used the cartridge razor, which surprised me because it was a very smooth, comfortable shave. There was no irritation at the time, but this has actually come on since then, so I don't know if it's an aftermath of that or maybe my technique with the DE razor is failing terribly because of that. So anyway, the brush is the Whiskers Purple Haze with the fluting on the bottom, 7 flutes, 25mm Black Wolf knot, which now smells like Hedeby, and it's easily the best brush in my day now. So it feels just as soft on the face as the Black Wolf bald knot and the Tuxedo, but it splays better and it's got a much bigger feel on your face as well. It doesn't feel like you've got a little knot on your face and you're having to try and force it. It just sort of, and it just splays better. Right, so that's that dipped. 3 good shakes out there, and then into the soap itself, which has still got a little bit of proto lather on there from my face shave. There we go. I'm just going to head lather today because I don't want to stick this one in the bowl and scratch the sides of it. I don't know if I'm being daft there, but when you get a work of art like this, and these brushes, in my opinion, are a work of art. And I know it's no dig at Leo Frio or Tony Forsyth at TF Custom Brushes, both those guys make phenomenal brushes, but these brushes just sing out to me. And being a wolf lover, and I just love wolves and it's my spiritual animal and all that, they just sing out to me more so than other ones do. Right, I'm just gonna clean the soap out before I start. I know it's going to add a little bit of time onto the video, but I can always talk shit while I'm doing that. So yeah, it's Thursday here today. My dad arrived yesterday, so I got a lovely mail call yesterday. Some of you guys out there are already watching my latest mail call from today that Ken Lee sent over. Another just super bloke, Ken Lee. If you haven't found his channel yet, give him a bit of a blast. It's Ken shaving and BSing. Do you know something? I don't even remember how I came across him. I don't know if someone put me onto his channel, or I think it might have been the Suffolk Shaver that put me onto it. I'm not sure if Stephen put me onto it. I'm just not 100% sure. Right, let's get my head lathered up first. So if you watch the face shave, and you're watching this one as well, thank you very much for coming back for starters, but it's the first time I've ever used the Mergress on my head, because that's the razor of choice for today. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. This is going to need quite a bit of water, so I'm just going to give it a good few big dips right now. I've got, I think, 3 days growth now, which is unusual at the moment. I'm sort of shaving my head normally every day, or every second day at the least, sorry. But I've been a little bit slack. And I have been waiting on this other razor coming in. I was hoping it'd be here by now, even though it was sent after Ken sent today's package to me. But Ken's package actually came really late. I think it should have been here last week, but they actually sent it to Perth, which is about an hour's drive for me. And then it made the journey all the way to the other side of Australia to Sydney before coming all the way back again. Right, well that's a beautiful ladder. I haven't really worked at that for very long. Got another hair there. Might just be this knot, Ken. I know your Big Shave West brush has got the same knot in it, and it's losing quite a bit of hairs. But this is only my second use, so I've lost a few hairs, but I don't think my Black Wolf Bull with my tuxedo knot, I don't think I've lost a single hair from them. But I don't think I have anyway. Right, the blade for my head shave today in the Mergress is going to be the Kai, which Ken Lee also sent for me, and he picked these up for me, 100 pack. They're not cheap blades, so thank you very much, mate, for picking them up and sending them over. So these just come single wrapped, piece of plain white paper, and then the blades themselves are just plain blades. There's nothing written on them. Very, very cheap and nasty looking. The package itself, the little packet they come in, looks fine. But yeah, I just think it's really sort of cheeky of them to sell them for such an expense, and then expect, right, sell them for that amount of money, but they're a great blade. They're really worth it to me. Setting 5 on the Mergress, which is the most aggressive and most efficient setting. Let's just see how we go. I've never used it on my head. I'll tell you one thing straight off the bat. It's a heavy little razor. And just before I get lots of weepers here, I will let you know that I've got a lot of little, they're like calcium spots or something, I don't know what they are. Whenever I shave and don't reshave within 2 days, I end up with hundreds of little oily spots where the hair's coming through. And normally when I'm shaving, when they're on there, I can feel them now, they're quite sensitive. And because of the design of the Mergress with those big holes there, it rinses really, really easily, so I'm finding that quite impressive. To say that there's a lot of lather on here, it's thick lather, including 3 days growth on my head, which is thick hair. It's just ploughing through it. It really is. Super smooth. Oh, I think that's a cut. If it's not a cut, it's a miracle. No, it's definitely a cut. It's quite an odd razor to use because I prefer a long handle for my head. I find it more comfortable with a longer handle, like the R41. And even though the Timeless is a shorter handle, it's still longer than this. How bad is that? That's only a tiny little spot. So the wife just come back, she's just been out for a nice coffee with her mum. As you can see, it's a really thick lather, but gone. Just rinses great, and I think the soap helps. The soap. Soap does rinse pretty easily. So I've got to just get that one little tiny little nick there, which I'll knock on the head straight away. So I've just got to make sure now that I really lather that area up, and always make sure to rinse it off as best you can, because it really does mess with your lather. Well, it's done a good job reducing the hair here, sort of, but nowhere near as good as the R41. And on the back, there's a lot of hair left on the back. So let's just see how we go with the next lather for the next pass. What? Right, let's get this knocked on the head, literally. Just keep it on setting 5. It's definitely not as efficient as the R41 or the timeless. But it's doing a pretty good job. So once again I'm getting a little bit of feedback, I'm getting a little bit of residual sleekness issues. It's It's not quite as bad as it was with L&L grooming. It doesn't feel quite as slick as most other soaps that I've used. Yeah, I mean that's quite juddery. I don't know if it's the blade. I'm just going to knock this down to setting 3 just to see if bringing the cap closer down might give me a little bit more, a little bit less chatter on the blade. And it appears to have done it. It does actually feel pretty much instantly better there. It felt like there was no juddering. Let's see what it feels now. Yeah, it feels much better now on setting 3 against the grain. Yeah, that's a big difference. Big difference on setting 3, massive. Feels very smooth, very comfortable. I'm not sure what sort of shave it's giving me, but it feels good. Oh yeah, that's much better, much better. I think setting 3 works better on the Mergress, if I'm honest, with the reducing the hair rather than having it on the aggressive setting, because similar to the Futur, there's going to be a bit of blade chatter because of the gap and the way it's sort of clamped. As much as it's clamped down, it's not clamped like the R41, like the Timeless. It's just not, it's fixed. So let's see how we go. Oh yeah, big difference. There's not much left on there now. Just go for a final pass. Sort of touch up pass. We don't need a thick lather for this, we just need a bit of slickness really. But it's still giving me a pretty good lather, even on a 3rd pass. I never loaded the brush quite as much for this one, for the head shave, as I did my face shave, because I now realise I didn't really need that much. And here we go. This is just going to be a quick 1-2 buckle my 2 pass, and then we'll do some touch ups on the crown. I've got to say, I do feel like I can be a little bit more actually aggressive myself with this razor, in terms of where I'm sort of looking to shave. And I don't know whether the residual slickness appears to be pretty good now, and it's mainly because I've changed the angle of the blade, or not the angle, I've changed the blade gap by taking it down to setting 3, and what that's allowed me to do is actually just get a smoother shave, and it's with this blade it's working beautifully. Yeah, superb. got to say I'm really impressed. That I wasn't expecting to enjoy a head shave with this razor, if I'm honest, because of the short handle, and I wasn't too sure with the head design. Which is a silly thing to say because I use it on my face and I love it. Wow, I'm really impressed with that. But these Kai blades are just on a different planet. A different league, in my opinion, to every other sharp blade out there. I say sharp blade in the loose term because all the blades are sharp. But in terms of the elite sharp blades, like your feathers, Perma Sharps, Paul Silvers, this one wins hands down for me. Just feels so smooth and so sharp at the same time. Well, that is a super smooth BBS shave. It's superb, really impressed. Very quick touch-ups on my crown as well, there's nothing there. Might be a little bit when I put the moisturiser on, but we'll see how we go. Humphreys Cucumber Melon, Witch Hazel, superb stuff. Gives a nice burn as it's closing up, or helping the pores to fix themselves after the shave. And while that's drying, let's have a look at this awesome stuff. So first off, the soap today was Viking Hedeby, straight out of America. This was sent to me by Nathaniel John off of Facebook, who I'd only spoken to a few times. He's a big barrister and man lover, absolutely loves his stuff, and he knows my stance on it, and to still send me something like this is just shows the measure of the man, because there's a lot of barrister and man, I suppose, fanboys out there that won't have a bad word said about the products. And look, I don't say a bad word about the products, maybe just about the way it was run over the Passiflora event. What happened with all of that? And look, my mind may change along the way at some point. In some sort of crazy way, I wish it did, because the barrister and man that I've tried, which is the Petit Sherpa, is absolutely superb, and it was one of the best shaves I had. It's not my sort of scent, but the actual performance of it was as good as any soap I've used, if not better. I still have fond memories of using it, and it was quite a while back now, probably a couple of months back when I used it. I have found with this brush, even when I rinse it out really good, it still ends up with quite a bit of soap down the bottom. This is quite a long video now, sorry, can't help myself. I've got to get all the soap out of the brush, I think that's it now. Otherwise it drives me nuts. Yeah, I've got some bit better. So, the brush was the Wolf Whiskers Purple Haze. There's not a single blemish on this brush, it's just phenomenal. There's a lot of weight in it. 7 flutes in the bottom, 25mm fan, black wolf knot. Outstanding brush, outstanding knot, outstanding workmanship, craftsmanship, skill, ability, just phenomenal from Peter Wolf. Soap was at Viking Hedeby, sent over by Nathaniel John from Facebook as I pay it forward. The razor was a Mergress with a brand new Kai double-edged blade, which worked absolutely beautifully. So that little nick there, but that's healed up now, brilliant. My head's pretty much dry, so I'm now going to move on to the Viking Hedeby aftershave balm, which once again smells great but just doesn't have the potency of scent that I like, a good strong scent. Just got a little bit. Once again guys, don't do this at home. My hands are all slippy and everything now. There we go, beautiful. I've just got a little bit there. What way is that going? Going that way. Right. Now that that's done, I'm just going to finish off with a bit of a splash new aftershave, which I absolutely love, and that's the Fine Platinum, which come with the squirty bottle thing, which is great. I don't know if these actually come like this, I don't think they do, but works great. Let's have a... Whew. Holy shit, that fucking stings. Whew. I wasn't expecting that. Beautiful. Whoa. I do like a splash, but I prefer spray bottles, and that works perfect for me. That smells great. It feels superb. Wow. Anyway, I really enjoyed that. It was a great shave, great products, great brush, great razor, great blades, great balm, great soap. Just really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. If you did and you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down here, and I'll catch you in the next video. So thanks very much. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.